Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hensel from Fit for Life Personal Training Studio in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And I've kind of told you guys all about what I have for breakfast, what I have for lunch, and what I have for my snacks, but that kind of leaves dinner left. So what I usually do for dinner, I'm pretty lucky because my fiance is a personal chef. So her name is Christina DiMicali, so I'm going to have her talk about what we normally have for dinner because she usually prepares dinner. So I'm going to bring her in. And she's going to tell you everything she does. She's a personal chef, so she basically comes to people's homes and does all this for them. So I'm going to have her come on over, and I'm going to get out of the way and let her do her thing. So this is Christina DiMicali.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, when preparing dinner, we're super busy people, Kevin and I both, because we both own our own businesses. So we have to think of ways to prepare food very quickly, but in a healthful way. In my business, Clean Your Plate, I prepare meals for my clients. I customize menus and I prepare maybe 5 or 6 different types of meals in one sitting. So when I come home, I'm a little bit tired. I'm not necessarily always in the mood to cook. So these are a few different ideas that we have for you, things that we have in our own home to prepare dinner. First thing I'll talk about has to do with your carbohydrates. We're going to try and do, we always have a little bit of whole wheat pasta available, which is great, but sometimes if you have kids, they're not going to like whole wheat because it's a little bit nutty, it's a little bit different from the regular semolina pasta. So I will recommend Barilla Plus, which is enriched with soy protein. Actually, a serving of this Barilla pasta really counts for carbohydrates and protein, which is really terrific. We also have a lot of dry grains that we keep on hand over here. These are things that are shelf stable, so we always have these around. I usually purchase them in the bulk section of Whole Foods, but you can find these in most grocery stores now. So there is, for example, long grain brown rice. You can do short grain too, but long grain brown rice will cook with 1 3/4 of water per 1 cup of brown rice. We also have something here called wheat berries. Wheat berries are great. They have a very, very different kind of texture. It's a little bit chewy and nutty. And in preparing the wheat berries, you boil them in water. I would say 3½ parts water to 1 part wheat berries. And the grain we have here in the corner, this is actually quinoa, Q-U-I-N-O-A. This is a superfood because it has tons of protein for a whole grain food. So the quinoa is great because it cooks in 10 to 15 minutes. Just follow the instructions on the box. Super easy. I also have some barley here. Barley, again, is whole grain, and that cooks just as quickly as the quinoa. I usually find this in the bulk section of Whole Foods, the barley. Okay, so once you cover your whole grains, your carbohydrate, we move on to protein. And these are some ideas that are, again, shelf stable. So if I didn't have time to go to the store, or Kevin didn't have time to go to the store, we've got everything covered. We always have on hand some kind of beans, be it lentils. Lentil soup can cook in less than 45 minutes. Super terrific. We always have some canned beans like garbanzos, or if you like red kidney beans for chili, that type of thing. And another protein, surprisingly enough, we have on hand is white albacore tuna. I always have the tuna around for a healthful tuna salad. Sometimes we will even use it for pastas. It really goes a long way and gives you lots and lots of protein. And shelf stable again. We always tend to have some kind of nuts in the house. We actually have a lot, from everything from macadamias, peanuts, cashews, but in here, here's some pine nuts, which are nice when they're toasted, and these are pepitas, which are sort of like pumpkin seeds, but tons and tons of protein again. So, once you've got all of your proteins set, we have to get some kind of fruits and vegetables because Kevin won't let us get away without some fruits and vegetables. So a few different things. One, we always have something frozen. Now Kevin's favorite, of course, is edamame. I think if he goes to Trader Joe's and buys another bag of edamame, we would have 10 bags. It's ridiculous. But the frozen edamame is actually soybeans. And you can get them like these in the package. These are actually still in the pod, and they're fun. Kids like it because they pop the pods open and eat the soybeans, or you can actually get them shelled. They really look a lot and taste a little bit similar to a lima bean. So soybeans are a good thing. they have gobs and gobs of protein. Now, I always have on hand in the pantry some kind of tomato, crushed, diced, you name it. I always have this because then that way we can make pasta sauces, we can make chili, we can do a lot of different things. I tend to like this particular brand of San Marzano tomatoes. They just seem to have a better flavor than the other brands that I've tried in the past. Okay, as far as vegetables go, we also keep on hand some quick cooking vegetables, a lot of leafy greens that cook in less than 30 seconds, such as spinach. We'll do escarole, sauteed in a pan with some garlic. We might even do Swiss chard, which again is terrific and quick to prepare. Green beans. I like to do things like green beans or asparagus. I might blanch some really quickly so they stay nice and crunchy. I'll put them in a container like this and I'll save that for a salad for dinner. Great stuff. We also do have some fruits. I like to have some strawberries around or some grapes around. We always have apples and pears, and those are great as side dishes, if you will, for the kinds of meals that we have at home. So after you have your carbohydrate all set up, your protein set up, and your fruits and vegetables, you actually have to put the meals together. And this is usually where people tend to fail. They come home, they open their refrigerator door, and they don't really know how to put things together to make it a meal. It gets frustrating because you've had a long day and the last thing you want to do is construct a meal. So one of the things we do on Sundays is actually create a plan. So based on the things that we have in our pantry, we will actually create a dinner plan. I say we, but it's usually me. It's much looser than what I might prepare for my clients. It just gives you some ideas of what you can prepare on any given night. It doesn't say that you actually have to eat these things on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It just gives you the options. So for example, in this dinner plan for this coming week, based on the things that we have, I have the first item, which is strawberries and feta cheese with a chicken and balsamic vinegar salad. That could be a meal. The next line says pasta, tuna, and escarole. The next line might say a frozen pizza, which sometimes we will do a very thin crust frozen pizza with a huge salad. So by laying it all out in this way, it lets you know the options, and you probably save on your energy bill by not opening the refrigerator and the freezer over and over again. But it definitely tells you that it is possible to put on a healthy meal in an instant. Another thing you'll notice is that I have some items starred, like the wheat berries, black bean soup. I have those starred to remind me that I'm going to make more than one batch of that recipe. It might be something that I freeze for later or eat later in the week. And of course, I always have a test recipe for my clients, so we tend to do 1 or 2 test recipes each week. In addition to that, sometimes I'm super tired, so Kevin might take the reins and do his meal of garden burgers and edamame, and it's a wonderful thing. So that's pretty much everything that we have in the house and the theories that we use to put together a meal. If you have any questions, you can always visit my website. My business again is called Clean Your Plate, and the website is cyplate.com. I'm happy to take whatever questions you have about dinner.